Welcome to Galapagos, Finding Avalon.
Welcome to Galapagos, Finding Avalon.
Bienvenidos, Find Avalon, a las Galapagos Islands y aquí a mi paraíso.
I've got a feeling, something I can't explain.
This has been on our
Maybe
list
I'm
forever.
dreaming.
Welcome to the story of three sailors taking the long way home to Australia on a 38-foot
She
boat
is
called
the
Finding Avalon.
reason love now has
This has been a really challenging crossing for us. For motoring and sailing, we were only averaging about 4.5 knots.
Last time you joined us for 8 days at sea as we left Panama in search of the Galapagos
am I
Islands.
dreaming
Yummy!
again? Tonight,
I don't know what I did to get the karma of having this amazing watch, but I must have been a good girl, guys. We're doing just a rolling watch shift, 3 of us, so 3 hours on, 6 hours off, and it's just rolling around, so every day you get a different watch. My favourite watch is definitely the 5 a.m. till 8 a.m. because you get the sunrise. This watch I woke up at 5 and land has just unveiled itself before me. And the land is none other than the Galapagos Islands that I wanted to go to since I was a very small little version of myself. And my goodness. So I've already had sea lions jumping up and down next to the boat. Doesn't know, a seal is my favourite animal in the whole world. Like I cry every time I see one. So sea lion is definitely a close second. Yeah, life's pretty peachy right now. Apparently 6 to 8 inspectors can come on the boat and inspect everything, make sure we don't have any rogue items on board or rogue stowaways. I think we got rid of all the fruit flies yesterday. Just sprayed the entire boat with white vinegar and eucalyptus oil. And they seem to have buggered off. The only sketchy thing is we have smuggled some coffee beans into the Galapagos. Look, we're not going to drink the coffee, because there's a reason why it's banned here, but I'm sorry, I'm not doing a Pacific crossing without coffee, so we've hidden those in our surfboard bags, kind of spread them through all of our surfboard bags, so if they only search one, then we've only lost one bag. Very cheeky.
I've got a pile of gold hidden out beneath the snow on a hill above a lake. There's a place I sit and wait and think of the things I should say.
After anchoring in San Cristobal, we had strict instructions not to leave the boat until after our inspection. We had 8 officials aboard the boat who confiscated our beef and were most unimpressed with our disorganised first aid kit.
That the dog was still alive.
You should have seen him, Jackson. He was like, look at the date. And I was like, oh, 2017, yeah, it's off. He's like, bin. So this is all of the medicines that he
This is all the contraband.
and with this one he was, I mean, this is fine. He was like
Contaminated.
contaminated.
But luckily we passed, so we're finally free to explore the place. It's prohibited to take your own dinghy to the dock as it might burst or sink due to this. So we took a water taxi into San Cristobal to grab a much needed pizza and stretch them legs.
And they opened up her side, and when they took the tumor out, it was flowering.
The town was absolutely burgeoning with life. The reason the Galapagos Islands are so abundant with nature is mostly down to the many oceanic currents that interact with the archipelago. Cold water is brought from the Humboldt Current, and warm water is brought from the Panama Current, both carrying nutrients and conditions key to building healthy marine ecosystems. This is further aided by the Cromwell Current, which causes an upwelling of deep waters, bringing further nutrients to the surface. All life forms in the Galapagos Islands found their way there via vegetation rafts from the continent, and those that you see there today are the ones who managed to survive and adapt to the unique environment the islands provide. It was here that good old Charles Darwin first began to formulate his hypothesis on the evolution of species, on his sailing voyage on HMS Beagle. The intuition was born from his observation of the Darwin finch. He noticed that the same species of bird had 7 different shapes of beak, depending on which island or habitat they were found in, as the food available to them would determine what sort of tool they needed to extract it.
So came home to a bit of a situation, had a couple of sunset beers and can't get in the house because there's a seal lying over the hatch.
Get a bit of light on this dude.
You alright, buddy?
Oi! Come on. Yeah.
Oh no, don't, Alexa.
No, you'll fall in the boat.
No, I'm just going to push it. Move, you little fucker.
He's gonna bite you.
Nah.
No.
Neil!
Alright, yeah, we'll do the old clap.
So the locals have said that to get them off your boat you have to clap at them. We've already removed 3 from the transom.
I don't know what happens now, but
Give him a push. Oh, look how he slides. We got?
Yay! Thanks, Neil. Oh, there's little fur. There's fur all over here.
well, that still works.
Our attempt at constructing a sea lion defence barrier made of fenders was futile. It encouraged them more than anything, as they seemed to have a penchant for using the fenders as cushions. This is Freyja, my true blue best friend. Some of you may remember Freyja. She's been on the show a bunch of times. Although we haven't yet shared her story with you, it's rather harrowing, but absolutely guaranteed to inspire you.
Something about Frothy.
Had some good reviews for the app.
Your app.
People like, all of them have been 5-star and it's only had 2 months launch, and makes me really happy that it's actually being beneficial to people. So
I'm really proud of you. It's a bloody good app, to be fair.
and one that just came through today is, this is a very useful and well thought out app. Variety of healthy dishes, it's easy to use, recipes have overview, it's really full, insightful overview, saying which dishes they like and how they really enjoy, all the links as well, and it's almost enough to distract me from the pooch out there. But I think that wins. That's literally like a dream come true.
I mean, I'm really proud of you, but he's brilliant.
I know, double whammy. Happiness plus happiness.
Well, I wanted to come up here and introduce you to the gang, because you've actually been on the show a lot, but I feel like no one really knows who you are, and you're a very special person in my life, so I want everyone to know about you.
So, I have spent my life in Cornwall and southwest of England, and I absolutely love it. It's all outdoors and I couldn't even resist it enough to go away. When I was going to go to Edinburgh University, I snapped that up by going to Exeter instead, and I went there and did biological researchers with Xanthe Hayes. That's how we met, our very first day. Yeah, lab partners, house partners. So we moved to Australia together at the very beginning, and now I miss her so much. I have to jump on the boat loads.
I think it's your 4th time, isn't it?
I think it is, and that's definitely not the last. Sorry. And again, it's really lovely to also have Alexa here when I've jumped on this time, because I was with her in Australia quite a bit too. We did biology at university and we got our degree from David, Mr. Attenborough. It was one of the most heavenly moments. This has been on our list forever, and she actually had her little diversion, she was in a rut and she was going, no, I don't know if I can make it, and I just went, no, you're coming. We're doing it.
Well, we couldn't actually afford it, Freyja, that's the truth. But,
I know, I don't think I could either, but I mean, I went home through Indonesia because it was one of the stormiest Australian years. It was really cloudy, barely any sun, and I had to kind of like show off a little bit when I got home. I danced around Indonesia through Bali and Lombok and met a dreamboat man. We fell in love and he kept me away from Xanthe, which is kind of what Jackson's doing right now, keeping her away from me. So I love-hate him. Yeah, and it turned out that he actually got cancer. Throughout that we wanted to research every single angle. I mean, I really, really trust a lot of the medical systems, but to be able to understand what they're saying and ensure that you're happy with it and that you're not stressing and sitting at home with that was something that was really important to us. He's the one that made me really, really strong with what happened 1 year after he passed away. I then got brain cancer. So I got oligodendroglioma, which is basically lucky. I was really lucky. Instead of speckled stars everywhere and you never know if there's more, I had one that you call an egg. You've got the strongest part in the middle, which is the yolk, and then you've got some white, which is only grade 1 or 2 around it. So I had a heavy time getting this removed. My first moment after the operation was Xanthe Hayes flying in, and we went to a wedding together. I was the granny snoozer in the car, I think. But with all of the research that I'd done while my husband was going through a lot of negativity, I have all of this on a plate, and it was one of the hardest things I've done, and I wanted to pull absolutely all of it together and make a first step for people to realise how I got my information, how I made my life better. As since the operation, I have actually had a really happy waves in my life. I'm here with Xanthe, I'm really happy, and I've also been told that there's nothing happening there anymore, they can't see anything, and fingers crossed it's all clear.
I'm very proud of my friend. I just wanted to add to that, the part of Freyja's brain that she had removed is the part that helps her put together some of her speech. So it's really actually quite difficult for Freyja to, she's had to basically relearn relearn language and nouns and how to communicate. So it's pretty impressive that in 2 years she couldn't even say her own name. She thought she was called January. And now
I couldn't even remember my dog's name, and that is, if anyone knows me, that is incorrect.
Yeah, her dog is her world. Yeah, so now my friend's created an app with only half a brain. Go, Freyja.
We've been cooking the stuff here as well.
We have, yeah. We should show you actually. We'll show you. We'll show you our favourite recipe, I reckon. And, yeah, but honestly, I obviously don't have cancer, but I don't want to get cancer, so her app's amazing. It's basically it's for anyone. It's for anyone who wants to live a healthy life. It's not just for cancer sufferers, and we can all benefit from it. And it's just a bunch of lovely anti-cancer recipes, and they are delish.
If you like the idea of having a catalogue of health tips and nourishing recipes at your fingertips, I've put the info of Freyja's app in the section below. Time for a day trip. Not far out to sea from San Cristobal is a ginormous rock named Kicker Rock. It's a convergence zone for all the currents I told you about earlier, which means there's quite a bit going on down there ecology-wise.
So we're just exploring this little island while we get some food and just go see what the atmosphere is like. And we're going to go to Kicker Rock, which is like 3 massive segregated rock systems, and it's surrounded by all the baby sharks, and we've got little mangroves, and it's just going to be amazing. Someone's frothing. I am a little bit. Just a little bit slash low.
Yes, I am scared as you are, but I can't lie. I want you to say you're mine.
The wildlife here is insane. Jackson was just saying how lovely this place would be to anchor, and it's a shame that you can't, but I think it's great that you can't, because otherwise it wouldn't be like this.
And I am hurt. It's been so long.
So these pelicans are one of my favourite things that I've seen in the North Pacific and around Panama. They just swoop straight past you and dive, just plummet in the water. And they're very ballsy. And apparently, they're one of the only birds, they're one of the only diving seabirds that doesn't have protective airbags in their physiology. So they go blind when they get older, which is an interesting fact. So this guy's giving me a good ogle right now, but he better not get used to it, because in a few years' time he won't be able to see me. Hey buddy.
'Cause mine are just so of me. I know a girl, and her name is Bird, and I.
And hopefully see some hammerheads. Super excited.
As we came into the Galapagos early in the morning.
Oh yeah, because you were awake.
Because I was asleep. But Alexa was raving about this big rock that looks like a shark fin. And it turns out that's where the hammerhead sharks school and live and get clean. So now we're back at the shark fin to see the sharks.
Guys, and thanks for watching it all the way through. You are great. I hope you like the Galapagos as much as Jackson did and wanted to buy the hat too. Yeah, if you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe if you aren't already, and comment. The reason I'm asking you to do these things is because it really helps us out. So yeah, small thing for you to do, big meaning for us. Something's happening next week, isn't it?
Yeah. If you guys have been following this adventure for the last few weeks, you may also remember that we are now 1 week away from drawing our Patreon competition to join us on board, somewhere in the South Pacific or maybe even Oz. So if this is something that might interest you and you are considering being part of the Patreon community, click the link below and give yourself a chance to join us on board.
And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, in short, it's basically a subscription service that we offer for anyone that wants to support our adventure and sponsor our production. And in return, we offer heaps of bonus content, day in the life, and
live Q&As,
live updates, and many secret things that you wouldn't get if you weren't a patron. So yeah. See you next week for his birthday on another tremendous Galapagos island.
Best birthday I've had yet, I reckon.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Alright.
Best location for a birthday.
Tough one to beat. What are we going to do next year? I'm going to have to take you to bloody
Well,
the Taj Mahal.
Last year we bought a boat for my birthday.
Yeah.
This year we're in Galapagos Islands for my birthday.
Oh God.
So next,
Alright, this relationship is done.
yeah, next year's going to have to do something pretty epic. We're going to the island of Isabella.
Calm down, would you would if you knew that I was suffering. Second take was not my choice.
Finding Avalon. Avalon, no?
Avalon.
Welcome to...
That's how you say it?
Finding Avalon.
Avalon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let your love flow, let your love